Good afternoon. This is Media Center, Ukraine, Odesa. We are starting today with the briefing dedicated to mobile dental surgeries at the front line. Our speaker is Serhiy Bas, dental care volunteer, founder of Zubayster Mobile Dental Surgeries. Good afternoon. Let's start with the statistics, with the results of your activity. If I'm not mistaken, mobile dental surgeries were launched a year ago. They were launched in October last year. That was the first mobile version. And a month ago, with the support of agrarians of the Odesa region, we launched Zubayster 2. It will be easier for us. This means that more dentists could be involved. Since the first launch, we were able to provide services to more than 1,500 servicemen or service women. We also provided dental care to residents of those areas where it is impossible now to get quality dental services because these people live near the front line. Do you work in the Kherson region? We started with the Mykolaiv region because back then Kherson was still occupied and it was impossible to get there. We also work near Ocharkiv, and then after the liberation, we started providing services in Kherson. How do you provide dental care? Do you provide complex treatment or is it individual service? We started last summer, and we understood back then that our services were very valuable, so we addressed the military leadership. First, it was difficult because there was misunderstanding, but then when we received a request from the commanders of the specific brigades, we started looking for the options to get as close to them as possible. That was also difficult because of different reasons. No one provided premises to us where we could work. First, we went to the Ochakov brigade. Then we work in one of the clinics in Mykolaiv. But we understood that in those dental surgeries where there was lack of good equipment or the equipment was outdated, it was impossible to provide modern dental services. You can even hurt more people there than help them. Yes, perhaps so. So we dealt with urgent cases, but we wanted to provide even more services, and we knew that we could do that. So by the end of the summer, we understood that we desperately need modern mobile dental surgery. So we just started fundraising campaigns through social media, and people supported us. And actually, our team, we also contributed a lot. And we have different clinics, Profident House, Profident Junior, and the Civil Association Legion of Odesa. Because we're civilians, and it is difficult for us to get to some places at the front line. So we were able to find an old mobile dental surgery, but that was empty. So we were able to buy modern equipment, contemporary equipment like X-rays, lamps, compressor, and the dental machine. And since that day, we were able to go to the remote places, and, which is more important, we were able to provide the services at the level as we can provide in Odesa, in our clinics. Of course, we will not do veneers. Do you receive such requests? Yes, sometimes we have some funny cases. Yes, we had a request for whitening, but we decided that there is no sense in spending so much time for that. But we can provide different types of filling services. We can remove nerves, restoration, and prosthesis is also possible now. And it is very important for us, for such cases, for the guys to stay for several days in one place. Do you have some difficult cases? Especially at the beginning. We have a queue. Sometimes we visit the same locations, and every time it's easier for us to work because first we deal with the most severe cases. There are some complex surgeries needed. And we have to deal with bones. We have to put in stitches. But now it is easier for us to work because we have understanding of the leadership of our military units, and we can provide services here in Odesa. If there is a need, we can agree for our servicemen and servicewomen to be sent to Odesa for us to be able to provide services in cases where it is quite difficult to provide services in the field. Do you have some unexpected diseases that you find? Perhaps no. We provide the whole spectrum of dental services. That's why it is difficult to surprise us. And now we use Zubayster to provide the same services to the areas which are more remote. It is difficult to surprise us with something. Does our military faces these problems because they were not able to take care about their teeth because of the war, or was it even before the full-scale invasion? They are different cases where there was not enough care before the full-scale invasion. But why we decided to provide services last summer? Because in autumn, in winter, the situation usually gets worse, especially taking into consideration the conditions they stay in, like trenches, cold weather. And that's why we see manifestation of different illnesses. And sometimes we can see complications when people should be referred to a hospital. For example, when there is suppuration, and it is very difficult for a person to fight if they feel such pain. And sometimes it can be dangerous for life. That's why we need to provide qualified services, but we cannot do this in the field. Have you had cases when, after examination of a person, you recommended to refer to a hospital as soon as possible? Yes. Of course, we had such cases. We provide medical care, but then we advised to refer to hospital. First, it was difficult, but now people trust us. How many people do you have in one mobile team? In the past, we tried to have 2 doctors, 1 assistant, and a driver who gets us there. So 4 people in a team, 4 or 5 persons. Yes, you work in very difficult conditions under constant shelling. Does it distract you? Yes. and our army has great attitude to us, and they try to protect us. So every time they select a place for us to get there easily, and for it to be in a relatively safe area. But this is war. That's why there are no safe places. Sometimes there are missile strikes next to us, and then we quickly change the location. But we have got ready to regular shelling. Sometimes it's rather loud, but when we go there, closer to the front line, it's always loud. Has your boss been shelled recently? It has never been damaged so far, and that's good. But there were several cases when missile strikes were not far from us. When it was like a case in Kherson, when there was a S-300 strike in 100 meters from us. Sometimes we are shelled on our way, because when it comes to Borislavsky area, there is only one road along the Dnipro River, and there is no other road to go. And those areas it's attacked by artillery, drones, and there were cases when ambulances were attacked by drones on their way. Have you met any foreign citizens there, journalists or foreign fighters? And if yes, were they surprised by your activity? No, we have not seen foreign journalists there on the front line. Once we were accompanied by journalists from Odesa. But you see, we're limited in time there, because we have only one dental machine. So we need to be very quick. So we provide quality but quick services. And sometimes we leave early in the morning at 3 p.m. to reach the place at 8 p.m. and to start work. And during one day, we can provide services to 20, 30 fighters. And any doctor will tell you that it is difficult to work with so many people during one day. What recommendations do you provide our military there, how to take care about their teeth in the field? We provide individual recommendations because people have different problems. So we try to buy everything by ourselves. We are supported by volunteers, including volunteers from abroad. Ukrainians now living in the United States provided a lot. So we do not only provide recommendations, but we also provide toothpaste, flosses, different types of gels to deal with inflammations. We provide this to our patients and also to the people responsible for health care in different units. Because there are frequent rotations, and it is important for people to be there. What brands of toothpaste do you recommend? It is a very difficult question. There are a lot of brands, but okay, what are the countries produce the best? This is a difficult question. This is not the most important thing when it comes to toothpaste. It is recommended individually, like Sensodyne, Crest, Peridone, like when there are problems with teeth, Gamma products, and our volunteers from the United States provide a lot. This is a difficult question, but now we have free access to everything we need. What could you recommend for those men and women who are going to join the armed forces, how they can take care about their hygiene in their mouth? They must visit a dentist before going to the front, because they will have problems with getting dental services when they get there. So actually, now we can see first dental surgeries, modern surgeries that provide services to our servicemen and servicewomen. Because before that, they used to have only outdated surgeries like we saw in Charkiv. And there are other dental surgeries that provide quality services, not only our surgeries, and they are ready to provide such services to our guys. They are free of charge. How much does it cost to equip one surgery? Around 15,000 to 20,000 USDs without a vehicle, if you want to have a quality dental unit. Unfortunately, modern dentistry requires a lot of money. And how long can you use such equipment? Usually, it takes a long time, because we can always come back to Odesa to repair everything, to maintain. So I think that for 4 or 5 years, we'll be able to use it without any problems. Are other regions involved in your activities? Yes, of course, our mobile dental surgery is not the only one in Ukraine. Since 2015, there was Trizub Dental of Igor Yashchenko, who has joined the Armed Forces of Ukraine. And they also provide not only dental surgery, but in a village 25 kilometers from Donetsk, in 2015, they opened Domik, like a small house, opened there. That was a summer cottage that was re-equipped in a dental surgery. And dentists from all over Ukraine went there for 1 week to treat our fighters. So that movement was founded in 2015. Now we have just more dental surgeries. There is Miron Orn, who is the head of the Dental Association of Ukraine. And there are other clinics from Kyiv, from Dnipro, who are always also involved in treating. It's just that the situation was that they were not represented in the south. That's why we decided to provide such services. And you personally provided services in 2014, yes, in that village of Karlovka. It was on rotation basis. So you have like 4-person team. And what about dentists? Do they agree to go to that risk zone? I know that there is one person from Kherson. We have 2 dentists from Kherson. One of them just left the occupied Kherson with his family, and he works with us now. And of course, he goes with us. This is Vladislav Nemchenko. And after the occupation of Kherson, Andrei Mokovnya joined us. He's also a dentist from Kherson, who also goes with us. And other dentists are from here, from Odesa. Not all dentists can find courage, but this is not all about courage. This is about sustainable attitude to what is happening. But we don't need all our dentists there. Perhaps we don't need a person dealing with hygiene. We need the ideal team, which is a surgeon and a therapist. So together, two of us can provide the whole spectrum of services which is needed there, but we have enough dentists willing to go there. So a lot of colleagues from Odesa who just ask you to take them there. Not so many, but we have them. There is also Zubayster 2 now. And we want to organize rotation because there are dentists from other cities of Ukraine who are ready to go there for 4 or 5 days. We will be able to find a venue where fighters could arrive, and we will use Zubayster for 5 weeks there, and the second Zubayster will be used as a mobile dental surgery. You started in October to use local dental surgeries. No, that was last summer. In October, we launched our first Zubayster. You need $15,000-$20,000 for one Zubayster. Yes, more or less. It is difficult to answer because the vehicle was provided by the military. And with the first Zubayster, we used our own dental unit. We took it from our warehouse, and the second one was bought later on. So it was like $12,000, $15,000. Maybe it is more efficient to equip local dental surgeries. No, unfortunately, not our fighters. They cannot go somewhere. For example, representatives of air defense units, they cannot leave their place and go somewhere. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. It would be great. It would have been great, but unfortunately, we need to go to them. What about civilians? Do you have patients from civilians? Yes. Like a month and a half ago, we had a request from the military command to go to a village where there were a lot of children. And we took with us our children's dentist, and that girl just spent 3-4 hours there to treat children from that village. We provide services to civilians as well. But the military is your priority, of course, because a local population can go to Mykolaiv or to some other city, but the military does not have such an opportunity. Thank you very much, Serhiy, for being with us today, and thank you very much for your work. It is really very important, and this is a very important work for our military. That was Serhiy Bas, dental care volunteer, founder of Zubayster Mobile Dental Surgeries. He was with us in Media Center Ukraine, Odesa, and we will be with you at 1 p.m. Thank you.